All right, Concordia head softball coach Crystal Rosenthal going to wrap up the 2012 season here, and quite a season it was. Coach, it was a record-breaking season for you guys. What were some of the things that made it such a successful season?
I think it was a combination of three really good years. Previous to that, we had been getting a little better every year. We had 8 seniors this year, 7 of which had been in the program for years. So I think anytime you can have that, you can build off some experience. But from the early part of the fall, you could feel that something special was happening. They had great team chemistry. Their work ethic was really, really good. And just the culmination of not getting in the year before, feeling the disappointment in that, and that kind of fueled our fall. And then just having the right kids in the right places, that helps, and having the talent kind of all added up to something special.
Okay, and looking back on the season, what were some of the season highlights for you?
Geez, there was a lot of season highlights. I think winning the GSAC would probably be my top pick. The regional tournament was fantastic, but we hadn't won the GSAC tournament in 20 years, and I don't think when we won it 20 years ago it was probably quite a bit different. I'd go back to the Simpson game. I think would be my number one highlight. We were at Simpson. We were down like 11-6 in the top of the 7th inning. They had hit the ball all day long, and slowly but surely we inched our way back and won that game in the rain, 13-11. And I think that might have been my highlight, because at that point we had lost a couple games early that we probably shouldn't have lost, and that kind of showed me that the team was going to be resilient and was going to be good for the rest of the season.
Okay, a couple things you guys broke, like you mentioned, the GSAC, ranked number 1 in the country for the first time, and a 44-game win streak that broke the NAI record. I know you mentioned before that you and your team didn't even notice you guys were on the win streak till it was pretty much over. How did you keep them focused and to win so many games in a row?
I'd love to tell you there was a big secret and I did a really great job, but honestly we just never talked about it, and they really never talked about it. And it was just, I think during that stretch more than any point of the year, we were just having a really good time playing softball. And everybody contributed, and we played some good opponents during that stretch. We just got on a roll. Our pitching was hot. Our hitting was unbelievable. And so, like I said, I think maybe by game 30 I started thinking, like, man, how many games have we won in a row? And then I started looking and thinking, like, but the girls never mentioned it. We never talked about it. It just kind of rolled.
Okay, looking back a little bit, what are a couple of the things you would have liked to see go differently this season?
It's easy to say I would like to have seen us win a national championship. Sure, I would have liked to have seen us win a national championship. Would have liked us to see us advance out of pool play. But to be honest, nothing. I would have liked that for the girls. I would have liked that for the seniors to get to experience that. But there's nothing I would change. Everything that happened for a reason, and it kind of led into the highs and lows. I always say, you don't get to experience the highs of winning unless you have the lows of losing, and that means it matters to you, and I wouldn't change a thing about our season.
Okay, you mentioned before you had 8 seniors this year. 7 of them were 4-year seniors that started with you your first year. Just talk about how it was to have them be such an important part of building this program, and especially this year's success.
I think they don't get near enough credit in terms of, some of them haven't played much, some of them played a little bit, some of them were sporadic, and then a couple of them were huge contributors in terms of numbers. But what they did for our program was day in and day out work, show up every day. They were hurt, they were injured very little of the time they were here. I couldn't tell you how many practices they missed as a group. It wasn't many. Just their overall spirit and demeanor and their relationship with their coaching staff, I think, is what they really laid the foundation for us. And that's the part that's irreplaceable, and that's the part at the end of your season that's hard to handle, because you're not going to get to coach those kids anymore.
Okay, after a fantastic season, looking forward to next year. You got a lot of people coming back, a lot of your pitching coming back. Just talk about going through the summer and through the off season and building on this year.
It's going to take a couple months probably for me to fully recover in terms of just being tired, and it's a long season, and we practice a lot, we work hard. But we have a lot of young kids coming in, and so it's exciting to it'll be really exciting for me to get to see our older kids, to see if our program really has worked, if they can pass those things down to these new kids. That's your test as a coach. If that happens, then what you're doing is working. But it's exciting to start over a little bit. As sad as it is to see them go, it's the natural cycle of coaching, is you hope that they make it through your program and then you get a new batch. But I think our returners, well-deserved break is what they're going to go through, and then come back and see if we can put together another good season.
All right, congratulations once again on a great season, and thanks for taking some time to wrap it up today.
Thank you.